Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our weekend weather update, and we've got quite a lot going on. So let me kick it off with the animated wind map, and we've thrown in the air pressure today because we want to point this out, a developing low. This is the big high. Look at the size of this thing, it's huge. It is moving away from us, the center of the high well to the east of the North Island, and it's now drifting away. And as it does that, the nor'easter behind it starts to develop and strengthen, and as that low gets larger, this airflow in between basically gets the squash on, what we call a squash zone, and that means all the isobars on the weather maps, they get squashed together and you get windy weather, and that is likely to be the forecast for Sunday and parts of Monday as well. But Saturday may not be too bad in a number of areas, but you can see that nor'easter starting to develop as this low gets even larger. Now that's not a storm, even though it looks big and a little bit ominous, it is not a storm. The winds aren't gale force all the way around it, but they are gale force down in this corner, so pretty strong winds as a result of the big high just to the south and that low there. This is surrounded by high pressure. There are three enormous highs. So this low is not going to get any worse than this, but it's that squash zone in between the low pressure and the high pressure that's going to create those stronger winds over the weekend. So we see a few showers caught up in the nor'easter on Saturday, but on Sunday, the main rain band comes through and it's pretty narrow. It's not the biggest rain band we've seen, but because it's got that subtropical connection, it's likely to produce some localized heavy downpours. So we could expect some very localized flooding as a result of that system. But look, many other areas on Sunday are dry. A few drizzly showers in the east, strong nor'easters. They'll be north to northwest in some other areas as well, pretty blustery, and they might even get to gale force in a few areas too. This is the accumulated rain over the weekend, so taking you up till about Sunday evening. The heaviest rain comes through later on Sunday and into Monday. But as you can see, really the worst of that rain is going to be in northern New Zealand. Most of that's on Sunday, and there are a few showers coming down in these other areas, but the bulk of it doesn't really arrive until the end of the weekend, and that's around the upper North Island. Sunday does look like a bit of an indoors day though for some areas. And this is Monday, which is arguably more of an indoors day for more people. You can see that nor'easter fading though, not windy anymore in all of these areas. The strong winds are moving further and further out to sea and away from us. So behind it, patchy rain and those winds gradually easing. So what happens behind that system? Well, by the time we get to Tuesday, there's high pressure all to the north, and that's encouraging more of a westerly airflow. It might be a little bit southwest for some people at first on Tuesday, but later on, the west to northwest change comes through, and by Wednesday, you can see what is building. It's another nor'west event, high pressure just to the north there, so these winds are fading out. The sou'westers are fading for everybody else, but these nor'westers are building, and that's ahead of the next sort of surge of warmer weather on Wednesday, Thursday, and then by Friday, we think a southerly coming in, a bit of a polar one, but it's a short-lived one at that. So there we go, that's the week ahead. The rest of the school holiday is pretty much summed up. We'll be back again on Monday. Have a great weekend.